guys. Today we'll be talking about space, and I'm joined by Imane and Wijdane, both representing the Space Generation Advisory Council, event managers for the 2022 SGSE event. A brief introductions about themselves.
Hello everyone, I'm Wijdane Benani and I am the national point of contact along with Imane for the Space Generation Advisory Council in Morocco. And basically this organization aims to voice the thoughts of students and young professionals aged between 18 and 35 that are passionate and very enthusiastic about space to the world, but mainly to the United Nations because it's an organization that is endorsed by the UN. And basically through this organization, what's great about it is that not only they organize events and congresses to bring these people together, and they also fund them through scholarships, but also they have project groups, and through the events they organize, they always draft reports and come up with recommendations that they later on present to the UNOSA through the UN Corpus. And so this year, Imane and I were very pleased to host the African Space Generation Workshop on its 6th edition in Rabat, Morocco. And I will let Imane talk to you more about the event.
Hello everyone, thank you Wijdane. I'm Imane Khantouti. I'm also a national point of contact for Morocco within the SGAC, and also I was the deputy event manager for the 6th African Space Generation Workshop, which took place this year in Rabat, Morocco. So this is a two days event, which have taken place last 25th and 26th of November. And the idea behind it was to bring experts, international experts, whether from Europe, from the United States, or from Africa, to meet up with youngsters, young professionals, and students aged between 18 and 35 from all over Africa to discuss and to know more about space and how space can help the Africa grow, Africa be more prosperous. In the end of those 2 days, there were a few working groups in which the participants, which we call delegates, could sit together along with one or two subject matter experts and give their opinion and recommendations to the United Nations and also to our sponsors on one problematic, whether it was related to the commercial space for Africa, how James Webb Telescope can help for more prosperous humanity, to how we can get cool things such as the metaverse to do capacity building, to very, very technical subjects such as the propulsion, electric propulsion or green propulsion. So this is how it was. It was very exciting, and we were very happy and honored to have it in Morocco this year. And yeah, thank you so much.
How is the SGSE helping youth explore careers in space?
Tremendously. Just like we said before, the Space Generation Advisory Council aims to bring together people aged between 18 to 35, whether they're students or young professional, passionate about space, curious about space, want to get involved in space, or have a great experience and career in space. They just bring all these people together in events, webinars, networking sessions, and They even can fund people who cannot come through scholarships to attend these type of events. And in those events, not only you're going to find students and young professionals who are enthusiastic about space, but you will also find experts giving talks and panels that you can network with after the sessions and after the panels. And that's just like a huge and enormous opportunity for students and for young people. And from my side, without the Space Generation Advisory Council, I would probably be super lost about what can I do in my career and who should I ask. But thanks to this organization, I have a wide network of people always ready to support. I've met incredible people, and I'm very grateful for that organization actually, because not only you get to learn a lot on the technical side because you attend lectures, I mean webinars or panels or keynote speeches, so you get more knowledgeable about the space field and what is happening, but also you get to meet these people in real life and exchange with them, which enriches your network, but it also help you shape your views and perspective about the space field, because space is a growing area right now. It's new, it's growing, everyone is interested in it, a lot of things are happening, so you should keep up with that. And they just help you out with that by bringing you people you need to hear from and ask if you have any question to clarify your mind or thoughts about something, without mentioning the fact that it gives you the opportunity to like enhance and improve your interpersonal skills, because yes, you can be a delegate at one event or two, but if you take a position within that organization, for example a national point of contact or an event manager, then you will get to learn a lot through this journey, because not only you will be a student, but you will be managing an event, so you have a lot of things to deal with. You have to and it kind of shapes your personality and makes you a better person on a daily basis. um and so yeah, if I have anything to say to people listening to this podcast, if you're between 18 to 35, this is not even a question. If you're passionate about Space Generation Advisory Council is the right network to join. And if you happen to be Moroccan, then the Moroccan initiative for the space industry is an amazing network, and they're willing to do a lot for the space industry, for Morocco and for Africa. And it's just very inspiring to see all these people working towards the future of Africa in the space industry. And I am just grateful to be a part of it.
So, for us, JC, of course, there is a lot of things going on in the NGO. So, like, yes, the events, etc., but there's also the project groups, and there's a lot of other things you can learn and do and be really, really involved in the space industry, because not only there is like projects related to space, there is like over 10 different project groups talking about like around commercial space, the sustainable development through Earth observation, to space exploration, to space policy and law, to gender equality and inclusivity of everyone, and even the arts. So and through those project groups, you can make a project. You can either join one existing project, or you can also do a proposal, a one-page proposal on what projects would you like to conduct, and what study, and what do you want the outcome to be. It can also be a policy of a whole country that you can bring if a country doesn't have, if you have the right contacts. And you can also come up with strategies for countries, either whether they're commercial or like for continents, for Africa. This is how I started, by the way. My very first real scalable project was about like the commercial space in Africa and how can commercial space help Africa and countries from Africa to be more prosperous. And there's also other projects about small satellites, and you get to meet people that are from, I don't know, like you're like, let's say you're in Kenya, you can be working with people that are in Japan, Australia, the US, France. At the same time, you guys are working all together towards the same goal, which is just like conduct the study, have a report, have a paper that you will present in the next conference, or make a prototype, or maybe like I know people that could create a startup through SJC because they met people that wanted to do the same thing as them, and they could get a startup out of it. So it's not only something that you do for fun or something you do for your curriculum, for your academic curriculum. If you're a PhD student, sometimes you need papers, or master students. You can have like papers, you can meet your future business partners, and you can meet also your best friends, your future best friends also. So so there's a lot of things you can do through this network, and it's very, very beneficial, like on a professional level, especially that you meet like-minded people or people that would love to help you because they know that you would help them also. And it's a very dynamic place to be, and it's for free. It needs nothing. The only thing is like can be expensive is like when you need to go to one of the events. But let's face it, guys, you can get a scholarship for that also. It's possible through SJC. So so yeah, this is how important it is and how it can help you learn a lot. And of course, you can discuss with people sometimes just through conversations, just like normal conversation, just like what we're having here in this podcast now. You can just hear about what this company did or how those people did that or that, and you can learn from the experience of the others, and which is smart. So yeah.
Yes. So let's discuss about the project groups.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I'm joining a project group on space technology and
Mm-hmm.
applications.
Yes.
So how what is the timeline for projects? What is like the initiation to the project finish? What's the process?
Okay, so this is something that varies from a project to another, but maximum a project can be 2 years long maximum, but it's renewable, you just find new things in your project that you would like to explore and do it all over again, like in a new way. So this is how we do it. But like the projects can be very, very short term, just like 3 months to 2 years to maybe 5 years. But it really depends on what you want to have through it in the end and how motivated your team is. Sometimes some projects can only take three months and they'll be done. But the problem is people are doing this in a voluntary basis, so you need to keep them motivated, and you need to be motivated yourself to do it because it's just like something you do in your free time, and sometimes like things can go wrong and you don't have enough time for that. So it really depends on each one of us and each one of the project groups, but in general I believe like the average is 1 year.
Yes. So another question I have on the projects.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there are some regulations that goes on
Mm-hmm.
with these projects.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say like launching like a satellite. So if we're motivated to come and build a prototype, how do you help me? You know, um, overcome the the challenges like regulations such as I need to go to the like defense ministry, something like that.
Well, this is not something that we do as a JC, but the only thing is like I don't know if there is a project about it, or just just because again we're just 18 to 35 years old. They're students and not professionals. Some people are not really in the space industry itself, so they're doing it in a voluntary basis. So if you want to launch satellites or something, that's amazing. That's good for you. But before launching it, you should know all the by the book the guidelines how to do it through your country, and if you want your country to own it, or to own it through your country. So there's a lot of guidelines for that, to regulate everything related to your satellites, and it's something that is way higher than the SJC. Or but I mean, maybe someone can just like come and sort of propose such a project to a project group, mostly if it's regulation, so it's going to be in space and policy project group, where you just like make a guideline or how to for countries. But it's different from a country to another. Sometimes it's under the defense ministry, sometimes it's under the space agency, sometimes it's under something else, and it's really different. Even in Europe, where they have like the European Space Agency, like the guidelines and the steps to take to launch a satellite are different from a country to another. So it's something that is way more complicated and more complex for our scope. But just to make it easy for everyone, it's not easy to launch a satellite, and not only technically, but even on a legal side, because it's easy when you get the right people involved, of course, but it takes a lot of steps, because there is a lot of things we should make sure of. We should make sure also, like, no one is sending, I don't know, a bomb there, or just like no one is I don't know, no one will be infecting space, or no one is sending I don't know, an atomic a biological bomb or something like that. So so it's for the good of humanity in general, and there's a lot of things to follow. So this is not something very easy on or in our level.
Talk about the incubator program.
So the incubator program was a program that, I mean, there was one edition 2 years ago, in which a few chosen startups, they were very, very mature. They started doing things before, or they just, I mean, they're very new. They're like very, very new in the very early stages of their startup. There they met mentors that helped them shape either their ideas or their business idea, and have the right plan and the right way to talk about their startup or their idea or their project. And they will have been followed by those mentors. It's a mentorship program. They didn't get any money for it like other incubation programs, but it's also a great way to start and to meet people that might be interested, and maybe future investors might be interested in your startup. And I know alumni of this program, which are now going to other incubators. Some are even going to accelerators to get their startup in shape and accelerated and have the first funding, and people that are winning awards, and they're all alumni of this program. We're still not sure about like the date of the coming edition, but if you guys have an idea and have a team, the only thing that is that you should be a member of SJC. Just all of the things that you can do through SJC, just like to register in the website. It's very easy, for free. Register to the website, and then you can apply to such events. I mean, they put all the time updates on the website and the social media. So if you make sure to follow them on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, like SJC, to follow SJC everywhere, you would get the information and subscribe to the newsletter. Of course, once there will be a new incubator program, it's going to be possible. There's also a pre-accelerator program that is also starting from a project group, where like after part of the incubation you go for like courses showing you how to make the best out of the business or the idea or the technology you have between your hands, and how to sell it better, how to accelerate it, how to get it into working, or just get the funding for it. So this is also something that is coming soon. I'm giving you a lot of spoilers here, but it's coming very soon, and it's very international. It's not only for Europeans or for Americans. It's also for Africans, from people from Africa, from Asia, from all the emerging countries of the world.
Tell us a bit about this year's SGC activities. Tell us about the guests and what we expect to see in the future of SGC.
Well, the future of SJC is definitely a future you want to be a part of if you are a space enthusiast and passionate about space, because the events keep on getting better year after year, one edition after the other. The more people know about the organization, the more legitimate it is, and the more experts are willing to come and share their knowledge, because that's something that we should also highlight. If you want to organize an event and you're not entitled and you're not very known, you might find a lot of problem convincing people and speakers to come, especially if it's on a voluntary basis. Well, if you're under the SJC, it makes it easier for you to bring speakers and provide a quality, I would say, quality knowledge panels and keynote speeches to your delegates and your participants, which is definitely something we all want, because through great speakers and experts, you can inspire the youth. And if we get to inspire African youth, each one of these young people will try to impact themselves and keep on building something greater and greater. So it's like the butterfly effect, and it just never stops. So for me, the more people are involved and engaged in the space industry, the more they know about SGAC, the better they will know about new opportunities, network, and just like always be in and feel a part of a community. That's very important as well, because you don't feel alone. And when you're following a hard path, it's something very important to feel like you're not alone, and what you're feeling right now and what you're going through is not something you're going through alone.
What is the current situation of the African space market?
Well, very good question. If it's market, I mean, it depends. The market itself it's in very early stages. I mean, if we take an average of the whole continent, there is some countries that already have a lot of startups. They have an ecosystem, and I can talk about South Africa. There's some others that have a governmental space industry, space sector, where like the government only launches sorry, no, satellites, or makes them, and there is a lot of a lot of countries like that, and there's other countries that only made like CubeSats because their universities have made CubeSats. So Africa is the last continent, if I may say, where it's. I mean, you find all of the levels of the space industry in general. They are very different. So it's in the beginning. We are in a spacefaring continent, and we will have more coming, I believe. Okay, to me, first for the investors, I will say something that they already know, I guess, but Africa is a great continent, a young continent. We have like the youngest continent on Earth in front of you. So, what does it mean? It means that if we have young people, so we will have more people that can work on the long run, on the future. So there's a lot of potential and a lot of skills we can teach people, so they can have they can they can sustain that industry in the future. So yes, Africa needs investors, and Africa needs this investment to stay in Africa, because other we have everything. We have all the geographies. We're in different latitudes. We can launch rockets from Africa. We have a very, very, very big continent where we can do a lot of things. So it needs investment. It needs a cash flow. Many other continents, and it needs it in new technologies, because there is the youth, there is the skills, there is the we are ready for that. We are ready for that, and governments are understanding that also, and it's amazing. We have a long run, but it's a way also to be a part of it, and to be hand in hand with the locals, and to create an ecosystem together. So if some investors are interested in taking part of this adventure, I mean, I believe it's now or never. And of course, for the youth and for everyone, just believe in yourself, and things are getting better. Even the African Union is preparing an African Space Agency, and it's going to be starting its activities very soon. There is a lot of policies, a lot of laws that are actually there, that are trying to shape the Africa we want for tomorrow, through space innovation, sciences in general, through academia. So the best is yet to come, and we're working on it, and the African Union is working on it. Governments are working on it. The youth, like us, a lot of initiatives are going everywhere. Like the continent is very dynamic. So believe in yourself. There is something that is coming in their way for you. Just believe in yourself. Work hard. Work on your skills. Work on those hard skills, on those soft skills. They are important also. Join SJC, join local initiatives also. They need you. And I'm sure we will get where we want, through space, or through innovation in general, or through the youth. And we will get to a sustainable Africa through space, through us. And it's very inspiring already, and I'm sure we will go very, very far.